Hey everyone, I hope you are all well. Oh my goodness, it's taken me a long time to get started on this video. I've just been dilly-dallying, changing my top, changing my earrings, just changing things around, and I'm just like, what is the best outfit to wear for this video? Today I'm going to be talking about some of my experiences as a black person in Germany, Berlin specifically. Without rambling on too much, I will just jump straight into the video because I know that's what I would like. I've already kind of explained how I got to Germany in my last couple of videos. So if you haven't watched them, as soon as you're done with this video, please do go back and watch them, and I'll be very happy about that. Leave your comments, and if you've lived in Germany, or if you're German or whatever, share your inside experiences, whatever. Okay, so let's just jump in. I moved to Germany at the end of last year, so start of November, and I went for a training course in a place called Hahn in Birchenbeeren. I think that's how you pronounce the small village. Birchenbeeren? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Birchenbeeren, Hahn. We did our training course there for around 6 weeks. And then after that, we were sent off to our bases, and my base was in Berlin. I'm not going to talk about the flight attendant experience. I'll talk about that in another video. So while I was in Germany, Berlin specifically, I saw interracial couples dotted around, like, you know, quite often. And I also knew a few people who were married to Germans. So there you go, already. You know, I see that German people seem to be quite open-minded to interracial relationships. So I don't really have a great idea of what interracial relationships and mixing is like outside of Berlin, because, you know, I only lived in Berlin. And then when I was in Hahn, I didn't really see any black people. I don't remember seeing black people. There was one mixed girl on the course, and that's all I really remember, I think. And I'm not the kind of person who always looks out like, oh my god, am I the only black person, or is there any black people around here? Or I don't really think of that. If I find my tribe, if I find the people that I get along with well, I'm not thinking, is this person black? Is this person white? Is this person Asian? I'm not thinking that. If we have a mutual respect for each other, I'm not thinking about the color of your skin. But for the sake of this video, I'll just tell you that there weren't so many people, black people in Hahn, but there were some in Berlin. I wouldn't say there were loads, but I would say that I met quite a lot, especially when in the church. Like, I did meet quite a few black people married to Germans, people who were students, came as single people, came straight from Africa, came from England. So yeah, there were black people from all over the world, not necessarily from Germany, Berlin. So when I was out in the public, out and about, there was some staring, which was not necessarily negative, but definitely a bit weird. If I catch them staring, I actually would stare back at them just to show them that, hey, like, I'm looking, just to show them that, hey, I'm looking. Sometimes they would say something, other times they would just look away, you know, because it's always a bit awkward and somebody's staring at you and they're not smiling, or they're not saying, hey, good day, or, you know, just kind of like making an interaction. Is kind of just like gawking, staring. And I would have thought that Berlin would have been past that by the things I've heard, but I guess people are still a bit not used to black people out and about in Germany. And I guess some people do live quite sheltered lives where they only kind of hang around in their own circles, and they tend not to mix with people that are not the same skin tone as them. So I noticed those weird looks. Sometimes it's almost like a scornful kind of look. Other times it's super friendly and they smile, and I'm just like, yeah, that's how to do it. That is how to style it out. That is how you style out a weird look. I guess some people know and some people just do not know. More on a positive-ish kind of note. So one morning I was actually out for an exhibition that one man invited me for. I met him in a cafe, and he invited me for an architecture exhibition because he was an architect. So I said, okay, why not? Now, meeting him, as far as I knew, was not a date because there was no flirting. Plus, he was carrying a child. He was carrying like an 8-month-old child. So I was thinking, where's the mother? I thought, okay, maybe he's divorced, maybe he's just making friends, maybe he really loves this exhibition and just I don't know. I was just thinking it was more of a friendship kind of invite, not really a date. but that's beside the point. When we got talking in the cafe, do you guys know Coffee Fellows? That was a coffee shop that I frequented in Berlin. So I was there, I was standing in the queue about to get my chai latte, and then the man was standing in front of me. He was the baby. The baby was actually quite cute, I must say, and he was just smiling, and he had those doe eyes where it was just like, the baby was, you know, those babies that are just charming and they actually know how to get you. I think people actually use those babies to their advantage to actually catch women and to actually get attention. I think men are actually on a mission to, you know, use their babies to actually flirt with ladies. I know. And actually, another good way to get a woman's attention is to have a dog, like a really cute puppy. That one just always does it. But anyway, that's beside the point. So anyway, I was with this man and his kid. I was kind of surprised when he brought the kid, but then I thought, hey, this is not a date. It's fine for him to bring his kid to our meeting, to this exhibition. It's fine if he brings his kid out, you know, you can't just leave the kid at home, especially on the weekend. Maybe the kid doesn't have daycare. He did tell me the baby's mother was from one of those French-speaking countries, I think. Maybe she was flying back home. Maybe it didn't work. We were sat at the table. He arrived first, sat there with the baby. The baby was just lying on the table. Snowsuit. I can't remember what the name of that thing is called because it's been so long since I took care of a baby. You know, one of those suits that babies wear that cover the head, the body, the arms, and sometimes they have gloves and they have booties as well attached that you can attach and detach, whatever. The baby was in one of those and just lying there like a snow angel on the table, and he just had that doe eye look, you know, that cute look that some charming babies have. We were just sat there chilling, talking before looking at the exhibition. A German couple was sitting on another table and they were just staring at us, and eventually they came up to us and they were like, they spoke to us in German, like something about taking a photo, and the man that I was with understood because of course he is German. He translated it, but then the couple actually explained it better and they said, oh, you look so good, like picture perfect, you know, like picture perfect. We want to take a picture of you and after we can send it to you. So they just thought that the look of us was just so perfect that they had to capture it in a picture. And I just thought, okay, why not? So we just allowed them to take a picture of us together with me, him and the baby. And yeah, I must admit, it was actually quite a nice picture. It was like, you know, when you see a nice scene and you just want to capture that, you just want to capture it. So I guess that's what they wanted to do. But it was like, this was an older German couple in their 60s and they are literally looking at us and admiring us and praising us and showering us with compliments because we absolutely just look so good. so yeah, you know, you just see that couple. Not that I'm saying that we were a nice couple, like I was not really attracted to the man like in that way. Like I said, it wasn't a date to me. Of course I would have, you know, liked it to be a date if I was attracted or if I saw the potential, but to me, because I wasn't really into it in that way, it wasn't a date, you know? I feel like in these situations you can always kind of navigate the way you want it to go depending on what you want out of it. But because I didn't want anything out of it like romance, I didn't think that. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was obvious that I was not the mother because the kid is really pale. I don't know if they've paid attention to that, but the kid, you know, is really pale. The man was also pale. I'm dark, so yeah, I mean, I think if I'm to have a mixed kid, I think they would be quite golden brown or, you know, caramel. So I don't think they actually thought about that. You know, I could have been a stepmother, you know? They still thought that we looked good. Stepmother, mother, whatever, I don't know what they thought, but we still looked good in their eyes and they were pretty like appreciative of our presence in the public space as an interracial friendship couple people. Yeah, they were pretty like, they were praising it, you know? They didn't have like WhatsApp or anything, so they just sent the picture by text and then they sent by email. And I just thought, wow, they went through quite a lot of effort because they really appreciated it was just genuine appreciation. You know, I think also they were having a good day. They must have been in happy mode, you know? They were having a good day themselves, I'm sure. So yeah, it was quite obvious that this couple were like well-traveled, open-minded. They've been exposed to different cultures, different people all around the world. Yeah, they were definitely open to interracial life and how can I say, starstruck. Okay, I'm not a star, but you know what I mean. You know, like when you just see like something good, you just like in admiration. Alright, so as you can see, this video has started off to more of a positive note, appreciative note, and I'm gonna continue on that note. So before that meeting with this guy at the cafe, I did have a date from Bumble. Yeah, actually we did meet on Bumble. Yeah, so he actually told me I'm genetically blessed because I'm black. And me, I didn't think I was in particularly good shape or looking my best. Of course I made an effort for that date, but I didn't really think of myself as so extremely special. But he was like, you know, you genetically are at an advantage because you are black, and you know, it's just a given, you know. You've got good genes. This is what he was telling me. And so I was like, okay, so he knows. I think that yes, we black people, we do have some features which do make us really blessed in terms of not wrinkling so early, melanin, which protects us from the sun rays, even though it's a good idea to wear sun protection, sunscreen in the hot sun and like on the mountain where you could easily get beaten by the sun. Yeah, we have some qualities which make us unique, and it's quite nice when those things are appreciated by other races as well as our own, because as black people, we already know this. For us, it's normal to have these qualities, even though through history, some of our features have been made fun of. You know, like the bum shape has always kind of like been drawn as kind of like this big thing, which is just like, how do I describe it? Which is just, has kind of been made fun of. You know, there's this lady who's made like a clown in society, and they just emphasize all her features, like her lips and her nose and her bum, and all of her features are just there on display, and she just made like a clown. But they're not actually bad things. It's just sometimes like anything, any feature can actually be enhanced in a bad way or a good way. We know we have these features, we know that, and we appreciate them, but it's quite good when somebody else appreciates them too. Yeah, that was one experience, but I never really looked too deep into it. I was just like, okay. And I never ever view when somebody's giving me a compliment without any kind of weirdness as a fetish, because I know some people would take that kind of compliment as a fetish, but I don't take it as a fetish, because I feel like black people can actually fetishize other black people. White people can fetishize white people, just as a black person can fetishize a white person and a white person can fetishize a black person. It works both ways. So if somebody's just giving me a normal compliment to do with my actual genetics, especially if it's in a positive way, I'm just like, okay, so he knows. And it's always nice when a fit person gives you a compliment, you know what I mean? An amazing painter gives you who's doing a doodle a compliment, you're gonna be like, oh my god, coming from you, that's amazing. Or if somebody's like an amazing chef and they like your food and they say, this is a really great dish, it's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And if somebody who's actually into fitness, fit, strong, healthy and everything, and they're giving you a compliment, yeah, of course. Okay, so he was also asking me if I had known certain people from YouTube, black people from YouTube that he was following, and I was like, no, sorry, I don't know, because there's so many black people on YouTube, there's so many people, fitness people on YouTube, that I don't know all of them. I know a couple who I follow because I feel like they have the physique that I admire, and I'm not following like loads of fitness people or loads of people in general. So I wouldn't really, you know, because nowadays I feel like now I'm more focused on creation as opposed to consumption, so it's hard for me to keep up with everything. Plus, even if I did know a lot of people on YouTube, black people, I still might not know that specific person, because I'm just like, it's just such a big platform. I know sometimes people ask you, oh, do you know so-and-so? Do you know so-and-so? She's black too, he's black too, and you're like, not really, I don't know them, sorry. So when I was out in uniform, in my flight attendant uniform, people would feel like they could ask me questions because I was, you know, I looked approachable. You know, sometimes a person in uniform can seem like the person to ask for specific information. Sometimes they would actually go as far as to ask me about, you know, how did you get here? How did you end up in Germany? And then I tell them that, yeah, I was sent here, just like my other colleagues who are not black. And yeah, they are usually surprised by my accent. It's just like I found a lot of people had that openness to start conversations. I mean, there was even one time a German lady, as I was just done with work, she was an ex-flight attendant for Lufthansa, and she saw me in my uniform, and she just started talking to me, and we had a long conversation, and I missed my train. I missed my S-Bahn, but we were talking, and she was just super open. She told me I had the best time. I loved my job. I really saw the world, and she was just like so excited to kind of talk to me about her life, and she was asking me a few questions too. And I asked her, what did I ask her? I asked her, did you have a family? And she was like, yeah, I had one son. He's old, he's grown up now. And she was super beautiful. She was like tall, looking so healthy and just gorgeous. And she was just so beautiful, super friendly. So yeah, I just guess that. But I guess like with Lufthansa, like they do take care of you quite well. And you do get to see the world because they do long haul, short haul and everything. Yeah, she's retired now. And did I have a lot of those conversations? Not so many, but I guess at that point we did have something to relate to, which was the flight attending. So time to get into the not so nice stuff. So sometimes when I was just walking from one place to another, I get some weird people rolling down their windows, making weird gestures. Don't know what they wanted. I don't even want to assume, but I'm okay, I can't assume. They're making it obvious. They kind of, I don't know who they're trying to pick up or who they think I am. But yeah, this was not in uniform. This was just in casual clothes, which are really, you know, modest. They would roll down the windows and just, you know. Actually, one time one German guy stopped, but he actually wanted to help me, to give me a lift somewhere. German Polish guy who's been in Germany for like 30 years or something. But yeah, I feel like that kind of rolling down the windows thing happens in England too. It just happened to me earlier this week and I really didn't like it. He's just like rolling down the windows and staring. At first I was thinking maybe he wants to tell me that I dropped something or maybe something's behind me to look out for, but no, it was just staring, kind of soliciting. Oh my god, I was just grossed out. I was just absolutely disgusted. I know some women, when this happens to them, they actually give these guys the attention. These are not the guys to be giving your attention to. I have a funny story about this. It's kind of going off topic, but one time me and Esther, my sister, were in traffic in central London, right by Tower Hill, and we were driving, you know, just driving, cruising, maybe driving to church, probably. So then Esther was in the driver's seat, it was her car, and I was sitting, of course, next to her in the front. And then one guy in a Jeep or Land Rover, one of those big cars, rolled down his window and started, like, you know, giving us the eye. And so I said to Esther, roll down your window. So we rolled down the window and we just gave him the attention he wanted. We just gave it to him. We just looking at him, like smiling, just giving him the attention that he wanted. And we just gave him the attention, like, hi. He was dumbstruck. He didn't even know how to act. He didn't even know what to do. Like, it's funny because like most of these guys try to give you the eye and they just expect you to be like, who's he talking to, you know? But we did the complete opposite. We just rolled down the window. Hi, how are you? Yeah, we just gave him the attention he wanted and he literally didn't even know how to act. I wish Esther was here to tell the story with me, but anyway, that's just an aspect. Okay, so back to the story. Right, so one time I was in Kaufland, which is a German supermarket, one of my favorite German supermarkets actually. Kaufland and Edeka.